Zay, go. How y'all doing?
How y'all doing? Hey, what is going on? What is going on, Chad?
What's going on?
Oh Lord, you know it's every time we come back, it'd be like so much be going on. It's
It
like
could be a whole lot going on.
It just be this ongoing. Well, when you live in Florida, there's always something going on. Chad.
It's always something happening in Florida.
Yeah,
I had a friend of mine who used to say WTF means what the Florida.
I agree with that.
She said anytime something happened, there's always some Florida connection. She's like, where's the Florida connection? She's like, this damn Florida. How you live in that state, girl? She'd be like, what the Florida?
I'd be so embarrassed when they be putting us on social media and they'd be like, only in Florida. You'd be like, Lord. I mean, it's not that bad.
Yeah, there was some website about some guy, Florida Man or something like that. They used to talk about all the stuff that happened in Florida. And people be like, is it fake or is it real? And it'd be real. Because it happened in Florida.
In the Twilight Zone over here, child, because it'd be a hot mess, a hot, stinky, funky mess over here. But we live here, child, and I mean, until something happens, we win the lottery or something. Oh, by the way,
the weather. Why do we stay? The weather
can't be the weather. I think it's the weather.
Now.
It's the weather, child. So we're back at it again. Our names should be on the screen, so we don't have to tell you our names again. But if you want to know how to participate in the political process as a Black American, but aren't very political, this is the show for you. We talk about everything, all the natties and all that. Yes, we interject our opinion. However, most of our opinion is based on facts.
No, I'm saying.
We try to be. We will talk about things, race and races, elections, legislation, and we keep you all up to date, informed, and give you actual items to help you facilitate yourself into the political process. All right? My little disclaimer. So co-host.
Yes, ma'am.
Before we start, do you have anything enlightening to tell the people?
So I think the confirmation hearings for Ketanji Jackson Brown starts on Monday. And I got an email from the NAACP that they're gonna be streaming it live on Facebook.
Me too. Yep.
So we gotta support that. So I don't know, sister. I don't know if I'm gonna have I'm gonna have a cough that I can't teach no classes on Monday. I tell you, I want to see what this is gonna be like. Right? It's gonna be a whole bunch of shenanigans, I'm sure, because people will try to find all kind of reasons to try to act like she should not be the next
for her LSAT scores.
Child, please.
Her call sent asking for LSAT scores, sir.
What school he went to?
We would like
to take LSAT.
We want to get your credentials. We want to get your credentials from kindergarten all the way to now. That's what
Daddy got him his job, so he out here talking about somebody. Please.
Okay. So there is, and you also posted something on your Facebook page.
What did I post on my Facebook page?
Which was I loved it. You posted our Ketanji Jackson as well as Amy Comey, and then you also had what was the other
Brett
guy?
Kavanaugh.
Mm-hmm.
How they stack up,
and you had how they stacked up.
I
really do appreciate that because the people need to know. The people need to understand. They need to know. They need to see. If you have an opportunity, we're going to try to post it on our page so you can see that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it's important that you all understand what Ketanji is all about, honey.
She beyond qualified. Okay,
ma'am. Okay, the qualifications is up. That's why I don't understand how somebody's gonna go all the way to the LSAT when the lady done showed you what. Man, okay, but I digress. But anyway, March 21st. Live stream, watch it on CNN, MSNBC. Everybody's gonna be showing it. I'm not sure who's gonna show it in its entirety, but you'll get bits and pieces.
I think like C-SPAN on one of those channels, they always show all that stuff. So I think it's about 3, 4, 5 C-SPAN. So pick one. It'll probably be on there.
We will make sure. Well, I'm gonna make sure that I watch it because I'm gonna be taking notes. And then if there's some whack foolery, we'll talk about
it. Will be. It will absolutely be some whack foolery going on. All them insecure folks gonna start projecting with the nonsense. It's gonna be some foolery. Not on her part or their part.
I'm just saying there better not be. That's all I know. Just please don't embarrass us.
I heard Mitch McConnell out there making up reasons on why he shouldn't vote for her. I just saw the headline. Let me stop because I didn't even read the story because I was like, oh Lord.
It's the same.
Mitch McConnell, the same dude who wouldn't confirm Merrick Garland because he said, oh, we should not appoint Supreme Court justices in the last year of a president's term, right? But then in the last couple months of 45's term, while people were already voting on the next president,
right,
confirmed Amy Coney Barrett. So please, Mitch, I ain't even want to hear what foolishness you were gonna talk about because your credibility is kind of shot. You just say whatever works for you in that moment. You don't stand on nothing, brother. Well, he's your brother. He stands on nothing. Is all I'm gonna say.
Stands on nothing, but and just a whole.
He stands on nothing. He's just a whole liar. He's an absolute liar, right?
Just loud and wrong and lie. Just lie. So Mitch, we're gonna just I'm trying to give people grace, but it's very difficult. All right, so March 21st.
So that's not only dog the Republicans, because I heard Manchin is with some shenanigans too, talking about he may not be able to vote for her either. Is all I can say.
What Manchin, if Manchin ever gets to hear us say anything, one thing I would just strongly suggest is that Manchin, you need to go ahead.
Just declare yourself a Republican.
Ma'am. Declare yourself.
Just declare yourself.
Go over there. Just go over there. Ain't nobody gonna listen. Just go over there and do that. If you can do that right now.
Be a number 1 draft pick.
Go be over there. Go be over there because you auditioning.
Cross the line. Just go ahead and cross the line.
I'm just saying I don't know who you auditioning for. They already chose you. Okay, just
cross the line, brother. Just cross the line. We don't care.
You serve no purpose.
Yeah, you just a whole distraction right now. So just go ahead and be who you is.
What state he represents again?
West Virginia, ma'am.
Okay, West Virginia. Y'all just I'm just saying y'all need to let him know, those of you who are Democrats in West Virginia, that does he understand what comes, like what the ideology is? What
they need to understand is that he's not protecting their interests, is what they really need to understand. Okay. So he's one of those dinos, Democrats in name only. So
yeah, he's gonna have to go because you just. Anyway, in other news here in Florida,
what's happening in Florida now?
Well, your governor.
What the Florida?
Your governor.
Your governor?
Yeah,
I ain't vote for him.
Yeah, I ain't vote for him either. But
I'm just saying.
He signed the notorious
a whole bunch of foolishness.
Whole bunch of foolery. One of the key things that are out there is the Don't Say Gay bill. And I found it very I don't even want to say funny because it's not. But I just found it very hypocritical for him to say now he could take a breath of fresh air and feel comfortable to send his kids so they don't have to be over-sexualized. I guess because using the word gay would over-sexualize schools or whatever. So I have a little issue with that because I feel like society as a whole is overly sexualized and not even factoring in the gay thing. Like I'm not even like that. I'm not even broaching that subject because I don't see how that correlates. I'm trying. Maybe I'm missing something.
There's no correlation.
I'm just trying to find out how that correlates. That's all I'm trying.
It just kind of does not.
You talk about over sexualization when you have even down to it's just every little thing is over sexualized.
I mean, when they trying to sell you a car, there's a whole girl in a bikini next to the car. Like, what that got to do with it?
What does that got to do with anything? Even beer.
You try to buy they advertising Coca-Cola soda, and then they showing you like this lady like it's like low-key porn. All she does is drinking in summertime.
You would think football is the greatest pastime of this country, right? They pride themselves on football, but football is the most over-sexualized when they advertise. So I'm just confused.
All of it.
I don't even know. Hey, Mr. Neptune, you said a little birdie told you that don't say gay is not even a bill.
Oh, it is a bill. My kid has my phone, but we got the bill number. It's like 15 something. It's a whole bill.
It's a whole bill.
It's a whole bill. I'll get the number as soon as I get my kids have my phone because the DoorDash coming. I ain't trying to advertise the DoorDash, but yeah, because we got the bill number. I got the bill number yesterday. I was in a meeting with a group of fabulous women, and they gave us the number. So that is in fact a bill that was passed. The woke bill passed, and another one. It was 3 of them that they were talking about. That it's the woke bill, the
abortion bill, don't say gay, and then the abortion one, and they changed the time from 15 weeks down to from 20 something weeks down to 15 weeks. Yes. So that was those are the bills that were passed. Well, that was signed by the governor.
Mm-hmm.
I have an issue with white men making decisions on a woman's body. I also have an issue with so-called quote unquote woke legislation, because I just don't understand. I don't understand when somebody's telling the truth, all of a sudden he's now narrated down to a woke legislation when all we're doing is talking about the truth. But okay.
I mean, we legislating feelings now, so.
Well, I mean,
that's funny.
The goal was to make sure that white people don't feel uncomfortable when Black people talk about the history of the country. The history of this country is not a pretty history. I mean, it is what it is. But so those who were oppressed now have to coddle the feelings of those of the oppressors. Okay, all right. I mean,
I think it's the rewriting history that I have an issue with.
I
we worry about people's feelings and all that kind of stuff. It's like, yo, but that's kind of what happened. So
while we're making legislations for feelings and for sexual orientation, women's bodies, yet and still inflation is afflicting us with a vengeance. Okay, housing prices and rental prices are out of control, but yet still we didn't have a conversation or any bills to help subside and quelch this inflation that people are feeling. There are people who are paying 60 to 70% more of their rent that they or home buying that they've never done before. Listen, I get it that inflation happens in waves. I understand that, there's a time and all that other stuff, but it's completely out of control. And the Florida legislator is, concerned about feelings, sexual orientation, and women's bodies. That's the most pressing issue. That's what's most important here in Florida is women's bodies, sexual orientation, and we can't talk about history or we're gonna rewrite history or all that. That's what's important. Not the fact that we're still in a pandemic, not the fact that small businesses still need some support from the state,
and the federal government, mainly the federal government.
But then the individual states like Florida, you have your governor who refuses to take money from the federal government to give some reprieve to the people in his state. I'm confused. Are you here to govern and take care of the people in Florida, or are you here to just do your own agenda? Because
he's here to campaign for the presidential race in 2024.
Because you have money that's sitting out there from the federal government that he refused.
A stepping stone for him.
Okay, all right. The same man who is now creating a police task force
for the elections.
And
don't he get to appoint everybody on the task force?
He has full discretion.
Oh Lord, I swear.
You a police task force for elections.
that there was no indication that anything was wrong with the elections in the first place. But okay.
Mm-hmm. And he has also been able to get money from the budget, the Florida budget, at his discretion. I think it was about $8 million or $9 million at his discretion. His discretionary fund.
And half the bills that we're talking about, he's the one who wanted them and got people to sponsor the bills for him, which is a whole nother, like, really? The governor didn't elect you guys, people. Your constituents did. And when you were when you was campaigning, you were asking them what it is that they want. And I don't think none of the things that we just spoke about, those people told y'all they wanted. Ain't nobody said that. So
ain't nobody asked you for all of that.
Ain't nobody asked you for all that. All right, so we have an issue with this us referring to that bill as the "Don't Say Gay," because he said he wants to know where in the bill does it say not to say gay.
I thought you were saying that it wasn't a bill, Mr. Neptune.
He said it was not even a bill, and then he said since we're saying it was a bill because we had the bill, it's number 1545, something like that. But I have it as a note in my phone, which I don't have in front of me right now, and I can look it up. But it is it was passed, and but that in terms of looking to see if gay said in the bill, yeah, we can look that up too.
Well, and let's say for argument's sake, Mr. Neptune, that there doesn't say "don't say gay." But there is the assumption, as well as there is the clear indication that it has something to do with that. My thing is that the Florida legislators spent all their time and let that bill go through when we have more pressing issues in the state of Florida. That's my problem. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. We have more pressing issues. We have climate issues. We have I mean, first of all, let's just, right when the pandemic happened, I think people tend to forget, and they have not made any, in my opinion, strides to fix it, is the unemployment. The unemployment system is trash. It's trash. Work on that.
And isn't this a state that also wouldn't take money for the healthcare from the Affordable Care Act stuff?
Wouldn't take money from the healthcare. Wouldn't take money from Medicaid or Medicare. Didn't take all of that other stuff or whatever. There was even funding for education that he had sitting there, and until we made noise, that's when he decided to take it. So, sir, while we sit here and discuss the foolery that is Florida, okay, we have pressing issues, and "don't say gay" ain't one of them. That's not a pressing issue for me. I don't think it's a pressing issue for many Floridians. Being in women's bodies.
Like that's such old news, right? Because I remember when George Bush was running for president, either like 2002 or 2002, not 2002, because it was the 2000 election and 2004 election. One of the things that he was like, that his thing was, he kept talking about was, that they would not allow gay marriage, right? Like, I will not allow gay marriage, blah, blah, blah. I mean, there's a whole thing, right? The next president comes in and gay marriage is allowed in every state in the United States, right? So this whole "don't say gay" stuff, like, come on, man, that's like an old issue. It's like one of those dog whistle stuff. They're catering and pandering to a certain population who don't think people should be able to be who they want to be and love who they want to love. I mean, it's to me, it's all a distraction. And in the meantime, they got us out here paying $4.49 a gallon for regular gas. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we really should be talking about instead of this kind of stuff.
I paid $5.10 for gas.
Oh, you put that special gas in your car.
Ma'am.
You getting that? That's that premium.
I was like, so we focusing on other stuff when we should be focusing.
We got real stuff that needs to be dealt with, right? They need to get them people to submit people tax returns in the IRS system. It's a whole bunch of people that filed their taxes like a year and a half ago, me included. You know what I'm saying? And it still ain't showing up. So like, it's some real stuff that they can be dealing with instead of like spending their time. So I know those elected officials be contacting the federal government and be like, listen, what y'all need to do to go ahead and let some of these people who are scheduled to get returns, people who need to have their tax returns in the system in order for them to advance maybe them idle loans and stuff like that. Do some stuff that people really need. Not none of this, not none of this.
I mean, alleviate, do something statewide. Say, hey, we're taking off taxes on gas or something like that. Alleviate. Y'all not doing anything but sitting here talking about stuff that, really, that's what we doing, Florida legislator?
All right, so Mr. Neptune is asking me, as a mother, wouldn't I rather talk to my toddlers? Okay, I don't know if we're talking to toddlers about sex in the first place, but okay. So, but if you mean like, would I rather be the one to speak to my young children about sex than some teacher? No, if the teacher is a professional and that's what they do, I don't got no problems with that. I trust them to teach my kids everything else. So, I mean, they the one teaching them math and science, and I kind of supplement the history because they tripping with the history part of it, right? And I was a history major in college too, so that's kind of my thing. So I do what I know how to do well, but I trusted them to teach them how to read and all that other stuff. So, I'm gonna go with, the fact that those people are professionals and they know how to transmit that information to children of a certain age appropriately, and I'm gonna let them do that. And I don't got no problems with people who have families that don't necessarily look like mine, right? And my son, when he was like in the first or second grade, he had a classmate that had two dads. You know what I mean? Like, when whatever, I don't care. I really don't. So not that I'm supposed to care, but that has no effect on me. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't find that my son know that there are families that look like that.
And for the great majority of people, I think all parents make sure that their kids understand that all families come in all different shapes and sizes. Mm-hmm. You got kids being raised by grandparents, kids being raised by two moms, two dads. It is what it is.
Or one mom or one dad, or
So it is what it is. For me, I agree with you, co-host, that if the teacher is a professional, they go to school, they get training. Extensive training on everything,
and to teach it age appropriately.
And if they're doing it age appropriately, I don't see what the problem is.
I don't.
That's just me. I don't know who's talking to toddlers about sex. I know that toddlers are, if they're in a same-sex family, there is conversations with their own family. And that's their.
There might not be no conversations. It's usually
it's just
in their house. That's normal. So
that's normal, right?
Ain't nothing wrong with it in their house. I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with it, period. But in their house, that's what a family looks like, right? Because there's love there.
Understand the correlation between LGBTQIA. I hope I'm saying this correctly, and sex. What's the correlation? I don't see how that's a correlation. There's a lifestyle and then there's sex. I don't see what the correlation is, but okay. So that's just me. And to me, my annoyance and my irritation is that the legislators spent all that time for that foolery when we have real issues.
It's like they had their own personal agenda, because that ain't what the people are worried about.
We have real issues. I mean,
I got some real problems that didn't help me with it. Ain't none of that they just passed.
None of that
happens to me right now.
None of that works. I don't see how that, making a bill and making that legislation, how that's going to enhance the Floridians here.
I don't know whose life that's gonna make better. I don't know.
I don't even know either.
And plus, all that's gonna get litigated. You know what I mean? It's like
my irritation is that they spend
more
time
money
for those bills. That's my irritation.
Because they're all going to get litigated.
Really, that's what we're doing. We legislating people's feelings now when we have real issues in this state. You come on. At this point, I just can't take it. It's too much. And if this was a Democrat doing the same foolery, I would have been saying the same.
I would have said the same thing.
Because that's just a waste of time and taxpayers' money. But I digress. All right. So, and we also have the police force that he's creating or whatever. How that gonna look? What that gonna look like? That
gonna look like voter intimidation. That's what that's gonna look like. That's gonna look like straight voter intimidation.
Because at the end of the day, you've already made it difficult for voting. Now you say that people got to do their voting thing every year.
And then you got to send the police to certain neighborhoods to go.
Then you said you can't drop it off. Not too many people can drop it off. Then you said this. Then you said that. Now you people can't stand in line. They can't get no water in line. All this foolery or whatever on something that is the right of the people and the constituents here in the state. Right. Mm-hmm. So now you want to create a police force on top of the foolery that you just passed.
Voter intimidation.
But we ain't got no problems over here. We don't have serious issues that the legislators should be looking at. We don't have those.
They just don't want to be bothered.
We had a whole beautiful, young, vibrant young woman in college who was killed by the maintenance man. Okay.
I think that one passed though.
Yeah, but they gutted it. They got a lot of stuff that needed to be in there in order to make it airtight. But because they wanted to appease these apartment complex
owners, right? That's the money. That's who's donating to their
money. They gutted it, and so it's a bill it passed, but it's not as robust as it could be. Okay, so we have real issues. So for me, I'm very, as someone who is a voter, a registered voter who votes every election, midterm, otherwise, in between,
special, small ones,
special ones, I do all. Okay. Yep. For someone who is a consistent voter, it irritates me that we spent all this time and we have real substance issues that they could have been dealing with, and they put those on the back burner. They didn't even bring those bills forward at all, but they wanted to
make them do hard things.
I just can't.
Their job.
I just can't. So midterm elections, everyone. Midterm elections, right? Florida Senate.
The primaries are August 23rd, 2022. And some of those, everybody talks about November, but most of the decisions are made in August. Okay, because it's usually whoever's left standing in August is pretty much winning in November.
That's it.
Think about it in terms of August instead of November.
So you have the Florida Senate, you have Marco Rubio and Val Demings is challenging him.
That's right.
Then you have the Florida governor. You have Nikki Fried. Got Nikki Fried, you got Charlie Crist and Annette Taddeo.
We got Nikki Fried.
We all about progressiveness, okay? Yeah. And please don't think the word progressive is something that you should shy away.
It's not communism, it's not socialism, it's not all that.
Okay, we're just about doing what is right for the people, period. This is not about the party or, these group of people or whatever. People are people, and that's how we see them. So I have not heard of a Republican challenger. Have you? I haven't heard of a Republican.
I doubt they're going to run against it came.
I
doubt they're going to run against DeSantis. Like that usually kind of don't happen. That kind of don't happen.
So there are several county commission seats are up. There's some school board seats. There's some mayor seats coming up.
I want to shout out something that's happening in Miami-Dade, because this young lady, this attorney, Ashley Gant, spoke to my students today, and she just announced that she's running for House District 109 in Miami-Dade. So
very nice.
And her Ashley Gant is running, and it's Ashley.vote. You can look her up on Ashley.vote. She got her campaign page up. Send her money. Volunteer is Ashley.vote.
ASHELEY?
No, ASHLEY .vote. And so her page is up. She announced it today. She's running for House Rep District 109. It's in Miami-Dade County, but yeah.
She does, Ashley. Hey. Very nice. So listen, it's going to be busy. And the reason why I brought this up is this is a very busy midterm election year, right? So we got a lot going on, and you need to start really assessing your candidates and assessing the people who represent you, because I'm a firm believer, and I believe co-host is as well. Sandra is as well. If you ain't doing your job, you don't get to keep it.
Should not be allowed to keep your job.
You should not be allowed to keep your job.
Get fired.
You should not be allowed to keep your job. You get voted in, you get voted out if you're not doing your job.
That's right.
Your terms are long enough for you to make some movements that your constituents will feel like feel confident in you, that they will give you a second chance or a third, or however long your terms are. Mm-hmm. However, if you are starting with the foolery, you don't get to keep your job. Mm-hmm. There's quite a few people that just got their job, and we like, so you can't cut it then. You can't stay.
Yeah.
Governor is the prime example.
Yeah. And it's a lot of things that are seats that are open up for August, because most of those folks who got voted in during the special election, the resign and run folks who don't have their gigs no more, and the people who took their positions, most of them thought they were good until about 24, but it appears as though all of them got to run in 22. So yeah, there's a lot of jobs.
A lot of jobs. And there are
that's up for grabs right now.
And also pay attention to your judicial candidates. There are a whole bunch of judicial candidates that are
running unopposed. What's up, lawyers? Come on now. Y'all better get together and run against them people.
Running unopposed now.
Come on, lawyers.
No reason at all.
Put your hat in that race. Go ahead.
So if you will go to browardsoe.org, browardsoe.org, you can go on the website, and then you'll go to where the menu thing is. I'm gonna tell you exactly where to go so you can see the names of the people who are running. You're gonna go to menu, and when you go to menu, you're gonna go to candidate information, and then you're gonna go to announce candidate. Those are the candidates who are running. And you there's a drop down.
That they're running. It gets finalized like what, sometime in April or May.
Right. Once they've paid, or if they've been thing by petition, they will be announced. Yes, that will be announced in May. So I just pulled up a couple people. So for the commission seat in Broward County, Commission 2, you have Mark Bogan. He is not Mark Bogan. Sorry. He's not running. He's running unopposed. Sandra don't like
whoever lives in District 2 for the county commission.
Whoever lives in District 2, Broward County. District 4 is running unopposed. Lamar Fisher. He's not running.
They need somebody needs to throw their hat in that race too.
District 6 does have. Scared. I don't know. Yeah, listen.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared. You representing your people. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Don't be scared. You representing your civil service out here.
All right, because this is you are a servant. Okay, you are a government. You serve. That's what you're doing. You serve.
Race. So we have some races that got too many people in them,
and I'm gonna get to those. Okay, so District 6, Commission District 6 does have an opponent, and her name is Damika Lachelle Davis. All right, to Damika.
All right, Damika, come talk to us. Let's see what you're about. Damika, very nice.
Very nice.
I'm glad. I don't know you, so I don't want to say I'm glad, and I don't know you, but I'm glad you're running against the person. We're glad you're running. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm glad you're running.
Somebody to run, so we commend you on running.
Work for their job.
She's running against Beam Fur. Okay, District 8. There's a lot of people in this district. Okay, initially Alexandra P. Davis, who is the commissioner in
Miramar,
she has withdrawn. She's not running over here anymore. However, we have Bobby DeBose.
That's right, Gator Nation.
Edis Jules is running.
I think he just throws his name in some of everything.
Okay,
no diss, sir. No diss whatsoever. You're allowed to do that if that's what you want to do.
Robert McKenzie is running.
He was county commission. He was county Fort Lauderdale commission. He was a commissioner of City of Fort Lauderdale. He's in that area where they trying to build that
morgue.
That morgue. Mm-hmm. And he did a whole 8-minute video about he didn't know. So
yeah, that's what he has said. And then we have Odd Sakad, who is running also.
And Odd is like Secretary of Broward Democratic Party, and she has some leadership position in Haitian Democratic Club. And I think she does some stuff with Pines Democratic too. So
she does. And then in District 9, we have Hazel Rogers. And I believe Hazel Rogers.
Lauderdale Lakes. She's in Lauderdale Lakes.
She was she the mayor or she the commissioner?
She might have been the mayor, but she's because I think that's one of the cities that have all females.
Yes.
Is their commission is all female. She might have been the mayor also, but yeah, she definitely was on the commission Lauderdale Lakes.
Well, she's running for County Commission District 9, and then her opponent is Gitel Ruiz Nicholas. She's also running.
Yes, I know Gitel. We work at the same institution. I ain't calling no names because I wasn't given permission to do that. Right. But yes,
I know her as well. Very nice one.
She has a show on Saturdays at 6:00. GRN show that she does on Saturdays at I think 6 or 6:30.
6 or 6:30. Yeah, I think it is. Yep. And then we have our judges. It's important that you all learn about these judges.
And if you don't know, ask somebody who knows.
Ask somebody who knows.
Check their record, y'all. Don't just keep re-electing them because they up there. Because some of them be doing some nonsense.
And
Google them names. Y'all like Google for all that other stuff. Google them names. See what they be doing.
It don't be right.
They made the papers about some stuff.
It don't be right at all. It just don't.
And we'll do a show. We'll do a show on the judges when we get closer to the time. I did one last time with Brother Jara McLawrence. We did something called Judging the Judges, and we spoke about them. And so we'll do it again when we get closer to the election.
So there's about like 17 of them running. So we'll do a show with them. So school board District 1 is open. And so there's about
who's that? That was Ann Murray's seat.
That was Ann Murray's seat, and her daughter's running in that seat, by the way. So you have
she has some controversy, so look her up too.
So you have a Josetta Sharinda Destin Washington running. You have Ann Murray's daughter, Marie Murray Martin. You have Veronica Niemeyer running. You have Rod Gabriel Velez. Rod was on our show before.
He was on our show. So there's a video. You can look it up.
You can go back and look at it. And then you have Paul R. Wiggins, who is running as well. So there's about 2, 3, 4, 5 people running for District 1.
That's good.
That is good. District 4 has 2 people. You have
that Parkland Coral Springs area.
You have the incumbent Lori Al-Hadef, who's on the ballot, and then you have a newcomer, Gustavo Adolfo Alban.
And all the last year, we've been telling somebody to run for that. So Gustavo, come on, man. Be serious.
Yes.
Huh?
Let's find out if you're serious. Come holler.
We need you to be real serious about this.
District 5 is the district that Osgood was in, Dr. Osgood, who has won the special election for the District 33 Senate seat.
Florida Senate 33, yeah.
District Senate 33. So there's 3 people running so far, and that is Antonio.
I think she did get a chance to go because session ended on Monday, I think. I think she did get a chance to go at least for a few days, right?
But remember, that crazy man has decided that he's going to veto the map bill. I'm sorry, the map. And so if that happens, we have to go into a special session. So if that happens, she will be able to have an opportunity to be in that, participate in that. Okay. So, and for District 5, there is Antonio Laverne Burgess, Gloria Ann Lewis, and Jimmy Witherspoon.
Jimmy Witherspoon ran for the at-large seat in 2020. And I think he was trying to run against Osgood in 2020 and then withdrew from that race and went into the at-large seat. Antonio Burgess is an educator. I think he does some stuff with, I want to say like 5,000 role models, like really active in the community. So I am familiar with him. The other person I'm not familiar with.
Yes, and I am familiar with both men. I'm not familiar with the woman on the ballot. Oh, well.
And I think it's going to be time for a dude to be on the school board. What you think?
I think so. I think it's time. I think in any elected position, I think that if you're the right candidate for the job, you should get it. That's how I feel.
Yeah, definitely. I think Mr. Burgess is a very good candidate. He's been an educator, well, and I think he'll be a good fit. And it's time for him to do.
District 6, that is Lori Levinson's seat. There's 3 people running. She hasn't filed, so I'm not sure if she's running again. So John Christopher Cantor, Brenda Pham, and John Moreno Escobar. Mr. Escobar has ran before for
what's her name, husband?
Who?
Is that somebody's husband or no?
Who? Mr. Escobar?
No.
I'm not sure. Not sure. Nora Rubert is running for her seat, but she is running unopposed. So anybody in District 7,
wherever that is,
you keep these people on their toes. You know what I'm saying?
But they did some stuff that we ain't like. At least I know I ain't like a lot of it. You know what I mean? They did some stuff I ain't like. So
I agree with you.
They can swap it all out for all I care.
The whole thing.
I kind of care. They can switch it all out at this point.
The at-large seat, Raymond Adderley, we had him on our show.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful young man. You need to go check him out.
Bring that right kind of energy, balance out that school board.
There you go.
Because young people should be making some decisions about young people, right?
I agree.
Should not all be grandmas. And I'm not, no disrespect to the people on the school board, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? We do need the input of young folks. Because I teach college students and I learn stuff from them all the time. Some kind of I wish I didn't know it. I was like, okay, y'all ain't need to teach me that. But just as much as I'm able to impart information and knowledge on them, they do the same for me too. So I think that would be like a good balance on the school board. If you have the perspective of a young person that really just came out of that experience, because I got out of high school like 34 years ago, right? So half the stuff they doing, I'm like, y'all doing what now? Like, did you read this? So there's a bit of a disconnect if you've been out of school that long. And I'm not saying that you can't be a part of it. And maybe if you're an educator, you're seeing it and you're noticing the changes. But I've been out of school like a very long time. So there's some things that I'm just not gonna know because I'm not there, and there is a lot of distance from it. And you know, I mean.
So he's running against the incumbent, which is Donald Corn, and then I think the brother, I think he has a chance. I mean, I feel like he's getting a lot of fanfare, and I think that change is good.
And we talk about diversity, and diversity isn't only about race, man. It's about experience. It's about experience, age, all of that. Like, so you do need to bring a wide range of just be representative of the community. So if
representation matters.
Young is part, age, and I'm not trying to act like an ageist or anything like that, but definitely age is part of it.
Absolutely. So listen, very busy come August. So a lot
2020.
A lot of information. However, I feel like it's important that we all get involved with that, especially now more than ever, because we can, as you saw with the congressional race, 5-vote difference.
I didn't want to call you out about your cup of coffee. I mean your Starbucks, but I need some of y'all to forego a cup and donate some $5 to these campaigns.
Yes.
Give up one of your drinks.
Give up one of your
give up a drink and send $5 to them people.
Listen, participate. Okay?
I didn't want to say because you was out here drinking Starbucks. No shame or nothing like that. But I'm telling you, like, y'all, them $5, all that add up. If all of us willing to give up a cup of that high-priced coffee and send it to these campaigns, it may make a difference.
Totally agree. All right. So listen, look it up. Broward, let me put that back up here. BrowardSOE.org. Go on the top, you click on the menu button, you look for candidate information, you go on to announce candidate, you can see who they are, you can click on it, you can see how much money they've raised, how much money they need. Well, they're not how much money.
Don't pay too much attention to how much money they have because you can still win. You don't need a whole bunch of money to win.
You sure don't.
I'm not saying that money don't help. Money helps. They need you to donate because they got to print stuff.
Yeah, and they also do need that qualifying money. They got to pay for qualifications. Okay,
yeah,
so they do need a qualifying fee. So you got to help them get that qualified fee so they can get to where they need to be. So
they need the money because they got to send some stuff out. But
that's right.
And because somebody got a whole bunch of money, don't mean that they're the best candidate. That just means they got a whole bunch of money. That's
right. And the reason why I'm telling you, go on the website, you can see their names, and if you don't know who they are, take their names, Google it. Google their names, find out where they are in the Broward County, and do a little bit of. You ain't got to do much. Most of their information will come up. I mean, even for the attorneys, you can go look. Not the attorneys, but the judges. You can go look on the Bar Association website. It kind of gives you how long they've been, an attorney and how long they've been a judge. I mean, all that information.
And most of them, they've probably been involved in at least one case that's been in the news. So
yes, at least
find their name. Most of them have been involved in at least one case that's been in the news. So
at least one. So that will help you make some of your decisions. All right. So I don't know if you've been following Kim K and Kanye West on social media.
All right. So this is our bit of shenanigans right now.
This is our. We moving from the heavy stuff.
So this is what we just stopped. We just kind of stopped being serious. And we're gonna become an entertainment show. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes with this, okay? You got 2 minutes for the entertainment segment, because please. I mean, I guess we can make it legal because there's some allegations that he's stalking her or something like that, right? So we can kind of make it legal. Maybe because they're a biracial couple, so we might be able to make it about race or something. I don't know, but I'm gonna give you 2 minutes for the shenanigans, ma'am.
It's and I don't mean to laugh because it's not a laughing matter.
It is not funny.
It's not funny. It's not funny because Kanye started this he was just being very violent in the beginning, and I'm using that word.
He's being violent now. We got to be careful of the words we use when we're describing black men.
Yeah, but the word fits it. It was very stalkerish and violent. He would post he posts stuff on Instagram, then he takes it off. But before he takes them off, you have places like what's that page on Instagram that catches it, like a Baller Alert or one of those things, and
it's a shadow act or something like. No, it's one. What's it called? It's one of them.
Shade Room, the Shade Room,
yeah, something like. I knew it was some of the.
So Shade Room and Baller Alert, they'll catch it and they'll glimpse it. So there's pictures of so Kim Kardashian and Kanye West are divorced now, and she started dating Pete.
Are they officially divorced or they're
divorced? They are officially divorced. They are officially divorced. And she started dating the guy from SNL. I think his name is what is his name?
Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson. Okay. And he was posting. Kanye was posting. Very aggressive and violent pictures.
Be careful with them words if that ain't what you really mean to say.
It is violent if you have the person and you're basically saying you're going to kill them, or you're going to hurt them, or you're going to maim them, or you're going to, and those were the types of posts he was posting. It was posts like, there's a picture of Pete where he's stomping on him. There's a picture. I mean, it was just like this constant barrage of just, it was very, violent is a heavy word, but it was just violence on these messages. And the problem,
there's a lot of things that you could say because we have freedom of speech in the United States.
That's true, and I understand that. But in the context of someone going through a divorce, there is some animosity between the two. Then you bring in a second person into the mix. And then you don't leave it to just the two of you. You drag in the other person.
Well, sometimes people drag themselves when they go into certain situations. So,
initially,
and also remember, these are public figures.
Yes.
You out here with 100 million Instagram and Facebook and followers and all that kind of stuff. You're a public figure, so some of that's fair game. I'm not saying nobody should be subjected to different types of abuse or anything like that. Sure. But you listen, lady, you became popular off a sex tape. So don't be trying to act like you don't want certain things public when your ass was public. Okay.
But here's my pushback to that, because the barrage of Instagram and social media attacks coming from her former husband, and if you followed it along, and I was following it because I couldn't help it. It was just on my feed constantly. And when you were following along, it was just any other person who would be doing that would be consistent with someone who was stalking someone.
But again, remember, they're public figures. Right. This is the person that's a reality show star that put a whole bunch of her business in these streets.
So are you saying that
she for a price, right? So,
are you saying because she's on TV and because she's doing all that she can't be stopped?
I'm not saying she can't be stopped, but what I'm saying is that when you become a public figure, there are certain times where you don't necessarily have an option to be like, I need privacy now. And I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying it's right, but you pick the life where a lot of your business do become public.
Okay, but if and I get that part, but the harassment, taking personal, and you can tell that
it's a problem. It's not, the problem ain't that it's harassment. The problem is the harassment is public. She can't be mad that the harassment is public, right?
No, she's not mad at the harassment. I don't think she's upset that the harassment is public. I just think that she's upset because he's harassing her.
No, right? Part of it is that she's upset the harassment is public.
I just think that the behavior is so far.
I mean, it's what happens when people are breaking up. It's what happens.
I get it. No, I just
what happens. We're talking about it because it's them.
Well, and not so much as them, but then you also have fans who are fanatic fans who are willing to hurt someone because you're hurt. You get what I'm saying?
Right, but that happens in real life too, right? So that happens in real life. So somebody breaking up, you know what I mean? The girls be like, okay, where we going? I mean, it's on a larger scale.
But it's a larger scale, but it's more dangerous for when it's somebody.
It ain't more dangerous for her. That girl got security, please.
Listen, I'm just saying. All I'm saying is that when it's a private thing and it's some regular old schmo Joe, and I'm not saying I'm not saying it as a.
And that's the time when it's usually they really need more protection because they need some regular old person that can't afford security.
It's not on a big scale where people are coming to attack you, random people.
You don't need a whole bunch of people. You just need one. You just need one of your friends that's about that life.
You multiply that one by 50 million people.
You're not multiplying by 50 million people because she has security. And most of them people, I can't take credit for this word, right? I'm part of this group on Facebook, and they call people them thumb. She said they engage in thumb thuggery, right? So a lot of people are behind the keyboards engaging in thumb thuggery. All they're gonna do is talk behind their keyboard. They're not about to get on no plane and try to go to Calabasas and do nothing to that woman.
Well, and for the record, I am not a Kim Kardashian fan at all. I don't like her family. I mean, I don't know them.
No, I'm not. I don't
know them as people, so I can't say I don't like them. But I just don't like what they stand for, how they do their things. That's not something. And I'm not a fan. I don't think that that she should be making all this money because you just walking around and being fabulous. Whatever. However, as a woman,
favor ain't fair. Don't be no hater.
I'm just saying.
As a woman, because I'm like, you get to make how much money for what?
Right?
And I went to college and got how many degrees? But okay.
I'm paying back.
Favor ain't fair. I ain't no hater.
But as a woman, I sort of started to sympathize a little bit because I'm like, you just like out here, you harassing me every 5 minutes. You telling me I'm not doing this. You're making it look like you're giving people the.
I ain't feeling sorry for her. I'm sorry. I'm just not, you know what I mean? So
I just felt.
I feel sorry for women who really are bothered and they can't do nothing about what's happening to them. I do. I'm not saying I'm not sympathetic to women who are victims of stalking and all that kind of stuff, but I ain't like.
I was sympathetic. Because I've been there.
Kanye was. She had 4 whole babies for that man. Girl, please. You have 4 whole babies, and now you trying to act like you don't know who you was next to, please.
Well, my thought here's my
to say that sometimes people are married to folks and then all of a sudden they're like, who's this stranger in my bed? I mean, that could happen. They might show a side of you that you didn't know before, but
So here's the legal question, right?
I may not be able to answer it, but okay.
So he's maintaining that fathers have no rights and that how he's a man.
There's a whole organization about that. There's a whole that's a thing. That is a thing.
It's a thing, and I know that it's a thing. And one of his complaints on social media is that how he's asking her repeatedly so he can have his kids. I guess she didn't bring them to church that Sunday. I guess he was having church and he wanted them to come there. And 3 out of the 4 came. The oldest was like, there was like an excuse. And he was like, excuse me. He's like, I just want to spend time with my children and she's keeping my kids from me. And fathers don't have rights and all that other stuff. So as he's putting that out there or whatever, legally, I know fathers do have rights, right?
They do, but it get dicey.
It get dicey.
Yeah, there is still a bias in the court where they give a lot of deference to the mothers, and particularly when you have young children, they do give a lot of deference to the mothers, right? Again, I don't necessarily feel sorry for Kanye either. He knew who he married too. So
I agree. And the other thing he brought up, he talked about fathers not having rights. Then he also talked about white privilege.
I mean, well, we kind of already know that. So, but again, he knew who he married.
So that's where my empathy doesn't really kick in for him because he's like, oh, this white privilege. Like, dude, you like, I'm trying to be empathetic, but that's who you chose, and you have 4 whole babies with her. It's not like, it's not like you didn't agree and y'all didn't decide together. She didn't just jump and have these kids and didn't ask.
I had a colleague who practiced family law, right? And she always used to say like a elephant doesn't marry a giraffe. So
I like that.
She's like, okay, y'all talking all this stuff, but she's like, please, an elephant don't marry no giraffe. So yeah, because y'all ain't in love no more. Now all of a sudden, all these problems appearing. Okay.
So he talks about that, and it's like, on one hand, I understand, and I do agree with you. I know that fathers have a rough time, especially when the kids are young. And that's one of his things. He's like, I'm a father.
And the non-custodial parent tends to have a rough time too. If you're the non-custodial parent, you usually gonna have some problems.
So his main thing now is he's just trying to spend time with his kids. He wants.
Well, he's not helping himself though. So like if he out here acting like this, And then she be pulling up the Twitter posts and the Instagram posts. That's gonna be exhibit A through Z. That ain't gonna help because they already talking about you got some mental health problems, bro. So you want to be careful about what it is that you do.
And she's keeping them all. And she's she said something the other day that had made me take away my empathy, because she was like talking about women entrepreneurs need to get off their behinds and work. Stop being lazy and work. And I'm like, says the woman who was born with a silver spoon in her mouth and then never had to really kind of go out there and hustle and get no loans and nothing like that. But okay. All right, ma'am. So we're going to switch gears and move past this, Kanye, but I thought that it was good to bring up because of the father not having rights type conversation. Mm-hmm. And it's good to kind of know that how the court system still, shows a little more.
They typically do. Oftentimes for a mom to lose her kids, and some mothers just be like, listen, I ain't about this mommy life. Go ahead, daddy, you can have them children. But typically, they want to keep the children with their mothers. And it's like the mom got something going on if the daddy gets the kids.
That has been
I'm not saying that's always the case, but for the most part, if the daddy gets the children over the mama,
it has been my experience.
That mama got something going on.
I agree.
I ain't judging. I'm just saying she got some stuff going on.
That's what it be. So, Black excellence. All right. Yes. We're going to round out Black excellence. 12-year-old Caleb Anderson has been accepted to Georgia Tech. 12 years old. Okay. Caleb, at the time of this article, this article is a little late. He was enrolled in high school and he had planned to go to attend Georgia Tech in the fall of 2021. Well, he has since graduated and is attending Georgia Tech. And one of the things he was saying is that he wanted to go, once he's finished in Georgia Tech, he wants to get his PhD. Then he wants to get, at some point he wants to work with Elon Musk. And creating things. And yes, this Black excellence, beautiful boy, lives in Georgia, and he is a Black king of all kings, in my opinion. And it's always important that we highlight these beautiful kids and highlight how we are very exceptional, very extraordinary, as we are on our way to watch our wonderful first Black female Supreme Court justice have her hearings on Monday. Some of these people have made comments about, as long as they're exceptional, we'll go ahead and, have no problem voting for them. Well, let me tell you something. We've always been exceptional. Mm-hmm. We've always been extraordinary. That's why you like to stifle us. White people like to stifle Black people all the time and keep them dumbed down and docile because they know how extraordinary we are. Trying to work with us, and we could be like a force to be reckoned with together. That's not what they want. They want to be the ones on top. But guess what? 12-year-old Caleb Anderson is not the only one. We have a whole bunch of Black babies who are just as smart and just as bright as Caleb. So wanted to highlight Mr. Caleb today. And our book of the week is a book that Sandra told me about that she read, which is called Cast. Right?
Oh, yes. Did I read Cast? I probably listened to Cast on Audible. I'm an audiobooks person.
Yes. He told me about the book. He was like, this was a great book. It's called Cast: The Origins of Our Discontents by Isabel Wilkerson. I didn't start it. That is going to be my summer reading. However, some of the things when we have conversations, Sandra has quoted the book and certain things about the book and helped me to understand things better on how we roll here in these United States. So I think it's a very good book that you all should have an opportunity. Do what Sandra do with the audiobooks. It's like perfection. If you're driving to work, awesome. If your commute is like 90 minutes, hey, you'll be halfway through the book. So I strongly suggest that you read it. So the book of the week is Cass: The Origins of Our Discontents by Isabel Wilkerson. I hope I said that correctly. All right. So next week, will we be here next week?
We're off next week, I think. Okay.
So we won't
be have a show next week, but we might be off next week.
Yes, we might be off next week. So just check back, tune in and see if we're on there. But I think next week for sure we're not going to be here. But the following week we'll be back on our regularly scheduled program. Tomorrow is Sandra's twins' birthday. They turned 13
officially. Yo,
they are officially preteen. No, not preteens. They're teenagers.
They'll be teenagers tomorrow. Yeah, they better don't try me because I'm from the 305 all day.
Welcome into the teenage.
Oh my goodness, Lord!
Welcome,
and my kid's cute too.
Welcome to the teenage.
I don't want these teenage problems.
Listen, just welcome in. Just roll with it. Just roll with it. Welcome.
We good.
Group. You have official teenagers tomorrow. Well, tonight at midnight. And
they were born at 9:29 and 9:30.
That was they just a minute apart.
Yeah, they what do you mean? Yeah, they were a minute apart. Yeah, I had a C-section, girl. They pulled one out and then pulled out the other.
There you go.
Like literally pulled them out and pulled out the other one.
Literally. Okay.
They pull them out.
I am so excited. 13, child. 13 is a big milestone, honey.
What? Yes.
13. Woohoo! All right, so we're going to wish Sandra great well wishes for her teenage.
I'm sending them to school though, y'all. They got early release, but they still going to school.
Teenage journey, honey.
And we can't have no parties no more because of COVID. And I don't know if they have parties when they're like 7th, 8th grade and stuff like that. I don't know if they do parties.
They usually take
I used to send the goodie bags, and our goodie bags were good. Like we had legit. If anybody know about my parties, our goodie bags were legendary. Okay, and too bad with these classes, that ain't gonna happen.
COVID won't let us be great. COVID won't let us be great.
It won't let us be great, and then I don't want to buy 140 bags either, because it'd be like 26, 25 kids in each class. Like I don't know if I could do that.
Okay. That's okay. Yeah. But now I think when in the teenage years, you won't get them doing that anymore. What they'll do is like, we're gonna go invite everybody to our.
No, they be trying to go to Atlanta.
What?
Like that? No, that's what my son wants to do. He's like, I want to go to Atlanta. There's this thing, some place he wants to go to, and it's in Atlanta. Okay. That's what he's trying to make me do, but that ain't gonna happen because I ain't spring break next week.
Okay,
so we ain't going to Atlanta. Well, but that's what they start asking for.
I try to get your mom to be like, take you to Atlanta. She was like,
I would take them to Atlanta. It's just not gonna work out with my schedule. We can do Atlanta. Yeah, it's not gonna work out with my schedule. I had spring break a few weeks ago.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, I hope the twins have a great time tomorrow. It's their day, so you can't.
It is their day. It is their day.
They no, don't snap, don't say nothing. Just be like, whatever is your day.
No, I don't tolerate disrespect. So
no, I know that.
I gotta snap.
Other than that, yeah,
I'm gonna snap.
But 14 is a great milestone. Happy birthday, Zay. So I hope you guys have a great birthday tomorrow.
Yes.
And listen, we're still in the pandemic. There was a story.
People acting like it's not, like legit. Like I went to a couple of events in the last week or so, and I'm just like, well, I missed the memo. Seemed like I missed the memo.
I went to a restaurant the other day, and
I missed
something on the road with no mask on, nothing. And then
people working, like they working, they ain't got. I mean, I think I missed the memo because
maybe I didn't know, but apparently we not wearing masks no more. Well, no? I mean, not we, because I'm wearing my mask.
I'm wearing it.
But everybody else ain't wearing their mask. I mean, like it's like back to normal for some people. Like there's no
like COVID gone or something. And then the 44 Obama just tested positive for COVID a few days, like last week. And he said thank goodness he was vaxxed and boosted. That his symptoms were mild. But yeah, people still getting COVID, y'all. Okay.
I'm just saying, y'all acting like we out of the woods, and there's another variant.
China, where they just shut down like 50. I mean, it's a whole. When you hear 51 million people, it sounds like a lot, but when your population is 1.6 billion, that ain't nothing. But they just had to lock the place down and got like 51 million people on lockdown because they got a COVID outbreak in China.
I'm just saying. There's a new variant that spreads like the measles. That's what's
going on.
They said they've only counted 15 cases in the entire state. I mean, not state, the entire country or whatever the case is, but still. Y'all keep playing like we ain't got it. It's the people who not wearing the masks that's gonna keep us in this pandemic longer. I'm just saying. I want to be out there with no mask too. Okay, I want to be free.
Mine be matching my outfits, so I'm good. I'm used to it now. They be matching the clothes now.
I get a white or I get a gray.
Yo, mine be matching my outfits. I'm good.
Yeah. I'm okay with wearing the mask. I'm good.
I'm okay with it.
I'll be safe for all of y'all. Okay, that's all I'll be safe for all of y'all.
Yes.
All right. So final word is please, if you can, in any possibility, wear your mask.
Okay.
We're still in a pandemic. Midterm elections, August and in November this year. Pay attention. There's a whole bunch of people. Go on BrowardSOE.org to get to know all the candidates. Mm-hmm. Participate. Your vote is your superpower. I promise you, your vote does count. Don't let nobody else tell you.
It does. It really, really does.
And those who just won their seats in special elections and all that,
do it all over again.
Sandra and I still are wondering where the lotto money is for the kids.
You know what I'm saying? Oh no, they was worrying about the gay bill and don't be hurting people's feelings, like the woke bill and all that. That's why we don't know what the lotto money doing with the schools.
I'm just saying, if we found the lotto money, maybe we can give the.
And I think they passed something for term limits on school board members. I think that's what the other one was that I was talking about.
We'll do some research and bring that information back to you. I'm good with term limits. I think people should have term limits. I don't think you should.
I'm gonna tell you the bill. I think I have my notes now. So hold on a second.
I'm good with term limits. I feel like term limits are.
So the Don't Say Gay bill is HB 1557.
Mm-hmm.
The woke bill, they call it individual freedom. That one is HB 7. And the school board term limit one was 1457.
So they did pass it.
Yeah, they did.
Okay. I'm okay with the term limits. I don't think people should.
Those are the ones I was on a meeting yesterday, and those were things they were talking about. So HB 1457 school board term limits, HB 1557 Don't Say Gay, and HB 7 is the woke bill, individual freedom bill.
And I'm pretty sure those term limits for school board came out after this COVID, when some of the school boards were trying to protect.
We are going to wear a mask. That's what he's mad about.
Well, because they wanted to protect children, now they make them being
punished. That's why you can't give petty people power.
Sure can't. Petty people shouldn't have power. Petty people can't
give power.
Petty people power. There you go. What's your final, Sandra? What we talking
about? So I talked about it already. Ashley Gant was in my class today. She just announced that she is running for House Rep. Seat 109. I think the person who has the seat now name is like James Bush III or something like that. He's an incumbent. And she's running Ashley.vote. Go check her out. Drop some coins, give up that coffee money for a day, and give it to her campaign. That's good people. Was former president at one of the bar association here, was a public defender, is doing good work. Did a real good presentation with the students today. So I'm gonna shout her out. I don't think my mama could vote for her because my mama is in somebody else's district. Because I think my mama's with Dottie 108. But
okay.
Yeah, she's in.
And we like Dottie. We want Dottie.
Because when I heard that number, I was like, that bet's not to be against.
I know you're right.
I looked it up. I was like, who is 109? They changing these numbers with the map. So I had to check. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna support you yet.
Girl, because I was like, when you said her name, she said one something. I said, oh Lord, not
that not be 8.
Like, girl, I like you, but Dottie's over there. She
Dottie's doing it.
She out there for the people. So
Dottie is doing it. Okay.
Joseph is on her job, honey. She doing her job. Okay. Yes. If you want to ever see how a representative is supposed to represent their community, go watch Dottie Joseph
out. FloridaChannel.org.
FloridaChannel.org. Go check her out and see her in action.
All the smoke. All of it.
She come in there like a hurricane, and she was like
all the smoke, and she ready
all day, every day. Yeah. She stay ready. She ready, so she ain't got to get ready.
You don't got to get ready. She stay ready.
So go see it. That's what representation must look like.
Absolutely.
Go look at how Dottie rolled. That's how she rolled, child.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna end this, and we're gonna see y'all not next week, but the week after. Okay.
Yes.
But if we don't get to see you before, please continue to participate. Learn as much as you can. Go on all social medias that have politics in it.
Check out the website. Find out about these people.
Absolutely.
Tell your friends to run against them. If they got just a little political ambition, tell them to go ahead and drop their name in the race.
I agree.
Well,
also,
I mean, the constitutional seats, those prices are like 10 grand. So I can see why you might be like, I don't know if I got no $10,000 to run. But the ones what are the other ones, like 1,200 or something like that?
Yeah, like school board is like $1,700.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Y'all could do this.
Raise their money and make that dream come true. Help them out.
Come on, you could do it. Y'all can raise $1,700.
I ain't gonna say it's easy to get 10K, but that 1,700, you should know enough people that get. Well, I ain't judging. Please, I'm not saying you should know, but let's just hope you can get that amount of support. And you can also get in by petition. You can just get people to sign up. You know, if you get enough people to sign a petition to put your name on the ballot, you can get on the ballot that way. And sometimes that's a good way to do it too, because you know, if a person's gonna sign and put that in, most of the time you might be able to get them to vote for you. You know, so you know you have the option of getting on the ballot by petition. So,
and then where you fit in,
do that. Just take a chance. Do it. Don't be scared.
Don't let these people run on the polls.
Don't let fear stop you.
Don't let fear stop you.
Actually said that today. She said, see? Don't let fear stop you.
Very nice. That's right. Yes. All right, people. So we'll see you all hopefully the week after next. Make sure Monday you join and watch wherever you are.
Ketanji Jackson Brown. Show them people how super duper qualified she is.
Let's go support that sister because this is history in the making, and we want to be their part. Be part of history because these are going into history books. You need to look back and say, "I remember."
No matter how it plays out, it's historical. No matter how it go down, it's historical.
No matter how it go down. So yeah, so let's
your daughters to watch it with you.
Let's do it. All right.
See y'all. All righty.